Okay, trying this again. Hey guys, we're gonna be doing a chair-based workout today. So make sure you have a chair, your hand weights, some maybe a little lighter, some maybe a little heavier if you have a couple sets of weights. If not, you can do it all with one set. You're also gonna wanna make sure you have like a cushion or a towel or maybe a folded up yoga mat to put on the back of your chair for a little extra cushion on a couple of our movements today. All right, we are ready to get started. We're gonna start out with a nice warm up. Just some gentle arm swings side to side. Now in the chair, you're not going to be able to get as much range of motion. So you want to scoot to the edge of the chair to give yourself as much as you can, but just be cautious that you're not whacking your arms into the back of your chair. Do a couple more here. And then raise your arms up to about shoulder height so you can go a little further, maybe a little faster. And then bringing that back down to stillness. From there, throw your arms in and out a couple times. Beautiful. And then moving on to your shoulder rotations. Nice big circles forward. And then backwards. And then moving on to your elbows. Nice big circles in one direction. And then go the other way. And then down to your wrists. Nice figure eights. Really getting those joints loosened up. You may hear a little snap, crackle, and pop. That's okay, as long as there's no pain. All right, moving down to our lower body. Now, because we're sitting today, we can't do the hip rotations we would normally do. So you're gonna bring your legs a little further apart, and you're gonna start going just from one side to the other, still loosening up those hip flexors and kind of waking them up. If this is hard on your hips, make them smaller motions, or you can use your hands for a little support. Go to the other leg. Again, there may be a little snap, crackle, and pop, and that is still okay, as long as there's no pain. If it does hurt or anything pinches, just kind of make the motion smaller, make a mental note. You may have to modify a couple things. Beautiful. From there, we're gonna just slide our feet in and out, waking our knees up. And then scoot back in the chair a little bit and just kind of give those knees a shake. Bring them around in circles and go the other way. Perfect. From there, we're going to move on to our ankles. So hold one foot out, spin that ankle in one direction, and then the other direction. And then switch to the other side. And go the other way. And then give everything a nice big wiggle. Make sure everything's loosened up. And we are ready to get started. All right, for our first movement today, we're going to work on some lunges. Now, there are a couple ways you can do this. If you have problems with your hips or mobility, you can stay right on the edge of the seat and just kind of dip down and back up. You'll still engage those muscles, but you won't be putting nearly as much strain on them. If you can stand, go ahead and grab the back of that chair, and you're gonna do static lunges just like this. Keeping one hand on the back of the chair for support. The other hand is going to be doing an overhead press. So as you go down, the hand goes up and vice versa. All right, here we go. We have 1 minute on the clock. Starting now. Nice static lunges. As you go down, that weight goes up. Keep that hand nice and firm on the back of the chair for support. We're going to do 30 seconds on each side. We've only got 10 seconds left on this side. And switch sides. If you're standing, just turn the other way. If you're sitting, pause for a moment and reorient yourself. And then get right back into it. Halfway there on this side. You've got this. As long as you feel that those muscles in your leg engaging, you're still working. Nothing says how far you have to go except your body. And time. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go for a little bit lighter weight. This is a little harder exercise for a lot of people, especially women, because we don't tend to have as much upper body development. So I'm going to go for my 5 pounds for this. We're going to go a front raise all the way up into a tricep extension behind you. Now you can also do this with a single heavier weight, raising it all the way up and then lowering it behind you, just like that. Whichever one is more comfortable for you. And it varies depending on what kind of weight you have, what the grip is like. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. All the way up. Keeping those elbows in nice and tight to your head as close as you can for that tricep extension. Good control on the way up and on the way down. And take a pause there at the top before you start your tricep extension or before you lower down, just to make sure everything is comfortable for your shoulders. If you find that this underhand grip is not good for you, turn your hand sideways and try it that way. Depending on your shoulders, the underhand grip may not work for you. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to go into a twist plus a bicep curl. So you're going to take the weight and bring it up to your center. One heavier one is good here, but you can do it with 2 lighter ones as well. You're going to twist to one side, do that bicep curl, twist all the way to the other side, bicep curl. We're just going back and forth for 1 minute. Here we go. Twist and curl. Nice and slow and steady. Focusing on engaging those arm muscles and keeping your torso nice and solid. You've got this. More than halfway there already. Keep it up. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to use that mat or towel, whatever you have, as a cushion. So you're going to go ahead and put that on the back of your chair. And then we're going to use the chair in place of a bench to give us an incline for an incline chest press into a fly. So to do that, I'm gonna go with my medium weights. Scoot my bottom all the way forward to the edge of my seat and lean back. I'm gonna push straight up, fly it out, and then bring it back. Now the flies, especially in this position, can be hard on the shoulders. So if that doesn't feel safe for you, just stick with the chest press in and out. All right, here we go. 1 minute on the clock. Keep your eyes up toward the ceiling. Try to keep your head, neck, and back in a straight line. Nice and steady, controlling the motion. Flies can be a challenge because, again, most women don't have a lot of upper body strength, especially in this area. So if you find that your weight is a little heavy, it's always okay to set it down and move to a lighter weight. You have to listen to your body and do what's safe and good for you. More than halfway there. Now, if those flies don't feel good on the shoulders and you're just doing the chest press, you may find you can do a little heavier weight on just that. Time. All right, from here, we're gonna go into alternating arms, seated row. So for this one, you're gonna scoot your bottom back a little bit again so that you can get a good lean forward, just to where it's safe for your back. So if you have a little trouble with your lower back, you may not lean forward as much. That's okay too. You're gonna have a dumbbell in each hand. Find the lean forward that's good for you. And you're gonna row one arm at a time, just like that. 1 minute on the clock, here we go. If you find that you need to readjust, especially if you didn't maybe get as comfortable a seat as you thought, or maybe your feet weren't quite ready, go ahead and make those little adjustments and then get right back to the work. Focus on squeezing those shoulder blades. We're halfway there already. You've got this. "15 more seconds. Keeping your head, neck, and back still in a straight line. So you should be looking down towards the floor in front of you. 5 more seconds. And time. Nice. All right. Our last one, we're gonna do a seated leg extension. Now, this one can be a little tricky with dumbbells. You're gonna bring your feet close together and set a dumbbell on them with your toes up. From here, scoot back in your seat, hold on to the bottom of your chair or the front, whatever you can reach, and then you're just lifting up, just like that. Now, if you find that your dumbbell is rolling, you can always set it to the side and not use the dumbbell. You can also turn the dumbbell sideways and lift it just like that. Whatever's gonna work best for you. All right, 1 minute. Here we go. You may have to adjust a little bit to find what's going to be a comfortable seat for you. A little forward, a little back, where to hold on to the chair. All of this is very individual. So just find what works best for you. And like I said, if that dumbbell won't stay in place for you, set it off to the side and just do an unweighted leg extension. If that seems a little easy and you want more challenge, but you can't hold the dumbbell, do it without putting your feet down at all. So you can do that seated leg extension, totally unweighted, but keeping your legs up the whole time, not letting those heels touch the ground. 10 more seconds. Almost there. Keep it up, you got it. And time. Awesome. All right, that is our first set. Go grab some water, and then we have 2 more. All right, bring it back in. We're moving back into that assisted lunge. I'm going to turn my chair around so you guys can see me. Grab that weight for the overhead press portion. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Remember, it's a static lunge plus an overhead press. Here we go. "30 seconds on each side. I'll tell you when to switch. Halfway done with this side. Switching in 5 seconds. And switch sides. Same thing on the other side. You got it, keep going. Halfway done on this side already. Only 10 more seconds now. And time. Beautiful. All right, from here, going back down to a little lighter weight, we're gonna do our front raise into a tricep extension. Whether you do 1 weight that's a little heavier or 2 that are a little lighter, totally up to you. But either way, here we go. Last time we talked about you can either hold sideways or underhand. You can actually hold top grip too. Just makes it a little more challenging to keep those elbows in close to your head. But again, find the grip that works best for you. As long as you're moving, you're still working. And all movement is good movement as long as it doesn't hurt. You got it, keep going. Good control. A little pause at the top in both directions. Really working those shoulders and triceps in this one. And time, beautiful. All right, from here, we have our twist into our bicep curl. 1 minute on the clock. Twist, bicep curl. And again, you can change the grip on this one to see what grip is gonna work best for you. I did an underhand grip on our first round. I'm doing an overhand grip on this round. Depending on what shape your dumbbell is, you can do the sideways grip as well. Halfway there. And time, beautiful. All right, next up, we have that inclined chest press plus fly. So make sure your cushion is still in a good spot. Scoot all the way to the front of that chair. Lean back. We have 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. So press it up, do your fly, and then back down. Keeping that head, neck, and back all in a straight line. Nice and secure. Nice and steady. You want to keep a soft bend in your elbows. Don't lock anything out. Almost there. Keep breathing. Keep moving. Oh, this is a tough one. Those flies, man. And time. Beautiful. All right, next up, we have our alternating arm seated row. Make sure you have your dumbbells ready. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Remember, lean forward just to a spot that's good for you. And the focus here is on squeezing those shoulder blades in. Still keeping the head, neck, and back in a straight line. And check in for a second while you're doing this one. And just assess, are your shoulders drawing up? Are you letting them hang down nice and loose? Is your jaw clenched? Are you pressing your tongue on the roof of your mouth? If so, try to relax those all down. Kind of let them go. You want your feet pressed firmly onto the floor and your legs active, but not super tense. So all the work here can be in your back. 10 more seconds. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right, now we're finishing off with that leg extension. So find that spot that works for you on your seat. Position your dumbbell, whatever manner works for you. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. And if that dumbbell starts to roll around, remember you can always pause to reposition or just set it to the side. We're halfway there already. You should feel this one burning in your quads. If you don't, add on to it by keeping those heels off the ground. Keep those muscles engaged the whole time. And if your legs are already burning, you just keep going. Slow and steady. And time. Beautiful. All right, grab some water. We have one more round to go. Okay, bring it back in. We're gonna go back into those assisted lunges with the overhead press. 30 seconds on each side. Grab your dumbbell, get ready. Here we go. Nice and steady. Keep your tummy in tight on this one. Try to stay nice and steady upright, using that core. Almost time to switch. And switch sides. Keep it going. This is our last round. You can do this. And time. Excellent. All right. Next up, we have that front raise. plus the tricep extension. So grab the weights, get yourself set, nice and steady in your chair. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Remember, this is one you can do with one single heavier dumbbell or with two. Up to you and what grip is more comfortable for your shoulders. Overhand, underhand, or sideways. If you have two separate dumbbells, you can even change your grip as you go, turning it to the side for that tricep extension. If you find that it's getting hard to keep your elbows close to your head, that just means your muscles are getting fatigued. Maybe slow it down. Maybe switch to a lighter weight. Maybe even set those weights down altogether. Oh, and there we go. All done with that one. All right, next up, we have our twist plus our bicep curl. So go ahead and grab your weight. Get yourself scooted up to the edge of that chair. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Right back to the other side, through the middle, and do the bicep curl on the sides. You got it. Keep going. Remember to sit up nice and tall. Relax the jaw. Let the shoulders come down away from your chin. Nice and steady. 20 more seconds. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. All right. Next up, we have that inclined chest press into the fly. You'll get whatever weight is appropriate for you. Check your cushion, slide out to the very edge of that chair. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Pressing it up, flying it out, and then back. Nice and steady. Remember not to lock those elbows out. Keep a small bend. This is another one where if you're starting to feel fatigued, you can go down to a lighter weight or even just set the weights down and finish it out empty hand. If you can keep going with the weights, absolutely keep going. But you never want to risk injury. Always got to listen to your body. Almost there. And time. Excellent. All right. Next up, we have our seated row. Grab those dumbbells, one on each side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Squeeze those shoulder blades at the top. Maybe even pause for a second there. Just to really feel that squeeze. You may feel a little more flexible now. You may be able to lean forward a little bit more than you could before. If you can, go for it. We've got 20 seconds left. Almost there. You've got this. And time. Beautiful. All right, last but not least, we have those leg extensions. Now, if you've tried a couple different positions, you still haven't found one that's good for you, it's okay. Just without any weight at all, do the whole last minute, keeping your feet off the ground, just like that. If you found a position that works for you, grab that dumbbell, load it up, and here we go. One more minute. You got this, keep it up. Whatever position you found, as long as you're moving, you're still working. Keep breathing, keep moving, 20 more seconds. I can definitely feel that burn in my quads. 5 more seconds. And time. Nice. All right, put that to the side, grab another sip of water, and then we'll do our final stretch. Maybe take a minute, go ahead and clear your weights out of the way. Make sure that your space is safe for stretching. And then come right on back. Have a seat in your chair. From here, we're gonna put one foot out in front of us, lean forward, maybe reach for the toe, maybe the shin, maybe even all the way to the ground, whatever feels good to you. I like to grab my toe and pull back a little bit, get a little extra stretch through my calf and the back of my knee. Take a nice deep breath. And then relax. We don't need the timer for this part. And then we're gonna do the same on the other leg. So put that foot out, toe pointed up, reach forward for toe, shin, ground, whatever works for you. Another nice deep breath. And then release. From here, bring your feet in together, arms up. Lean to one side. Come back to center. Lean to the other side. Back to center. Fold forward however far you can. And just kind of let everything hang. Rest for a minute. And then you're gonna come up just a little bit, just so that your arms are up enough so your hands don't touch the ground. You're gonna swing your arms back and forth. And then side to side. And then if you have room for it, some small circles. And then go the other direction. And then come all the way up. From here, you're gonna take your left hand, reach over to your right knee, turn and look over that back shoulder. If it feels good to you, go ahead and use your other hand to push into that chair a little bit for a little more of a twist. Keep your shoulders lower down away from your jaw. And make sure you're not clenching. Go ahead and relax your jaw, draw your tongue down away from the roof of your mouth. And then release, come back the other way. Now we're gonna go to the other side. Again, only if it feels good. Use the chair to help leverage a little deeper into that twist. Sink the shoulders down. Relax the jaw. Bring the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Release, come back to center. Bring your feet out in a nice wide V. Bring your arms up. And then if it's in your reach, lean forward to touch the ground. Be careful that you don't lose your seat on the chair. Maybe sink down a little further. Walk those hands out in front of you. You should feel a good stretch through the backs of your legs, maybe through your shoulders as well. Walk those hands in, nice and careful, come all the way up. Bring the legs in, and you are all done. Fantastic job today. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything cleaned up here. I hope you guys had a great time, and I will see you tomorrow for another chair-based class and then kickboxing. Have a great week.